So, this is what got my blood boiling yesterday. We're probably gonna watch this whole video. It's a good video, fantastic video. Um, W. Asmongold for covering this. That's one of the reasons why I typically stick to his videos, is because he's able to get all the information from his social medias and stick it together in one video, as opposed for me hunting it down. It saves me a lot of time and effort. And it also allows me to put my opinions and my thoughts into what's going on. What this man's about to say is very graphic, it's very sad, and it will make you angry. Whenever you hear a governor saying, well, we need to try and make the prison systems lower in their numbers, and we do that by doing some kind of weird order that allows us to release certain types of convicts or certain types of offenders back onto the street, I want you to remember this and watch this.
I'm just curious. Here's what I need you to do.
Okay.
When I tell you this story, think about your kids. Think about your child coming home from a night out with their friends.
All right.
Laying down, going to sleep. Feeling somebody come in the room and wake them. And drag her out of bed, naked, forced on her knees, with her hands over her head.
Oh, God.
Begging for her life. Begging for her hero, her father, me, that couldn't be there. She was 5'3". She weighed 115 pounds.
Yeah.
Bang! Dead.
They
Gone.
shot her randomly? The
Why?
fuck are you that for?
Because Alexander Devontae Dickey, who was arrested 39 goddamn times.
Of course.
30. Why would you ever? And it's not just arrests. He has 20 felonies. They treated this guy like a catch and release. They knew exactly where he was, too, whenever they went to get him for the murder. Why would you release somebody that went out and did something 23 times? The blatant disregard for the general public and these politicians, these governors, advocating for the release of these sick individuals that sit here and commit 23 felonies. He was arrested over 30 times with 23 felonies. Is outrageous. And it's not an isolated event. This is going on constantly. The mental gymnastics you have to disregard the people that do right by society, that go and work their job, that go home, that just want to live peacefully, to let some sicko freak out after 23 felonies is outrageous.
9 arrests. What the fuck is going on? Really? This is how does this happen? Why do we live like this? And this is what remember what I was saying before about the 2%? Did you know that the majority of the violent crime that's committed in this country is by only 1% of the population? It's like 67 or something like that percent of all violent crime as a just like a fucking just overall number is committed by just simply 1% of the population.
And I thought he was crazy. I still don't know if I fully agree with locking up the 1%, but I saw this video and I had more of a respect for his want to lock up 2% of all America. Because a lot of people do commit crimes on the daily. They just don't get caught. That's the thing. Is like, When they get caught, it's usually because they've done it for so long that it's equated to a felony. But that doesn't mean they're not doing it.
25 felonies.
Oh, 25 felonies.
Was
Ooh.
on the street. How about that?
Not so good.
How good are we doing for our family? How good are you doing for your kids? He should have been in jail for over 140 years for all the crimes he committed. You know how much time he spent in prison?
0.
2 years.
A little over 600 days in 10 years. He's only...
That is insane. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy.
30
I was right.
years old.
Jesus.
He was committing 2.65...
Wait, so he's 30 years old, and he's been arrested 39 times?
Oh, he's got an arrest a year. Look at that. Maybe a little bit. No.
Oh, my God.
That's crazy. That's insanity.
crimes a year. Since he was 15 years old.
What the fuck's wrong with the judiciary? The problem is that people prioritize people changing. The priority in the justice system in a lot of cases is about the best interest of the criminal rather than the best interest of society. And
welcome,
I think
welcome, EMEFC? It kind of looks like McAfee, but it's not. McPhee? Kind of looks like McPhee, that like anti oh my god, the antivirus McPhee or whatever
version of morality and ethics has led to releasing a lot of these career criminals and violent people into the wild again, and then allowing everybody else to be their victims because of some form of performative empathy. Like, oh, well, people can change. People can change. Well,
some people can't. A lot of people can't change. You can always give somebody the benefit of the doubt, but at a certain point, you have to stop catering to that, and you have to start thinking about the people that can be hurt in the process of you with that mentality. You have to stop thinking about the individual and start thinking about society as a whole. You have to. Because whenever you do this, you put these dangerous individuals back out into society, and they go and commit something like this. People like this, the system has failed them. This man has done nothing wrong. I mean, sure, he probably got out, got drunk. Maybe he has a DUI on record. You know, maybe he did his thing. Maybe he's got something. Who knows? Maybe he stole something once. But when you got somebody with 25 felonies, come on, man. The laws aren't there to protect these criminals. It's there to protect the people that are going out trying to live their lives peacefully. That's who it's there to protect.
what if they don't? Who bears the consequences when a person like this doesn't change? Well, his daughter bears the consequences and not them. And so
I guarantee you this was life altering for him. Because, like, he can't just continue going about his life like everything's normal because his daughter was taken from him. Nothing can be the same for him. That's life altering because somebody else thought that that person could change with 25 felonies and 30 arrests.
that's really where the problem is. It's this emotional inversion of values. And I think that people like this man speaking out about this is actually incredibly important because it goes to show
I think Asmon is absolutely right. They need to make more people like this. They're people that have had this happen to them. There needs to be a fund set aside for them specifically so they could go around the country and talk about what happened and ask these senators and these governors what they could do to change this for them. Because these are the people that have gone through the ringer and they know full well what a failing system looks like. And I think that their opinion, these people's opinion who have dealt with this failing system, their opinion matters more than most Americans, if I'm being quite frank. Because they're the ones that are having to deal with it the most. He has every right to be as angry as he is.
Selfishness of this type of empathy. It's narcissistic performative empathy that basically puts other people in danger in order for these people to feel like they're doing the right thing.
And you know what's even crazier is that people that do that, they never have to cash the check. They're never the ones that actually have to deal with these people when they're released. You know why? Because they're usually on a big high horse in some privileged white community that's gated, that is completely cut off from the actual, like, where most of these people are going to be. You know why? Because most of these people that are repeat offenders like this, it's usually because they end up going back to the same situation they left when they went to jail. Even if they wanted to change based on a lot of their circumstances, they can't. And 9 times out of 10, it's worse because they're a felon. So now they can't even find a job. Now, there are a lot of programs that allow them to get a job, but even still, a lot of them are abused because of, poor bosses or managers that usually take on felons to abuse them in some form, like either with extra hours with no pay, or not giving them overtime like they're supposed to, or, it happens a lot, and I understand that. But at the same time, if you don't want to deal with the time, then don't commit the crime. I know it's corny as shit, but like, it's the truth. If you don't want to be a felon, then don't do the crime. I've been through the ringer, and I know right from wrong. Like, I'm not gonna go out and try to rob a bank. Fuck that. I'm not gonna go sell drugs. I know there's a lot of money that could be made in it, but I'm not gonna go and do it. That's stupid. I don't want to go to jail. Fuck that.
Nobody
Trump
could figure out
Yeah, I'll watch it after
that he couldn't be rehabilitated. Well, you'd have to put him in prison to see if he could be rehabilitated.
Well, he's 39 arrests. He can't be rehabilitated.
No, I agree. I feel like after your like second or third felony, you shouldn't be allowed to be in society. Like, I think that we should bring back work camps. Like, if you take somebody's life and you think that you're just going to parole out, no. You're going to work and pay your debt to society for the rest of your life by putting cars together, or putting machines that put cars together, or putting computers together for a school, or something of the nature. You're going to work that debt off to society because you took somebody out of society that was working and doing what they were supposed to do for society. You need to pay it off, period. That's exactly how I feel. I'm tired of seeing these people that commit these violent acts of crime go into jail and sit on their ass and do nothing for hours on end. I want to see them being put to actual, like, work. I want to see these people make money for the U.S. There's so much labor in jails that could be utilized, and I strongly believe that. And they don't deserve any damn money, period. Call it what you want, but if you want to sit here and you want to commit violence and you want to kill people and you want to advocate for death and violence, and you get put into one of these, into jail, you should be forced to work. And if you don't want to work, then they should bring back whipping. That's what they do in some foreign countries. They whip you with like an actual, like, horse whip. Like, damn, that sounds really bad, doesn't it? Well, it's either that or solitary. I mean, I'll take solitary confinement. Put them in like a dark room with nothing but like a bed and a little shitter that's like, an 8x5 room. I'll take that.
Like, I mean, if you've been arrested 39 times, you can't be rehabilitated. It's just that simple.
I don't see how this is even excusable. I just
also,
don't.
Like, in the instance that you can, you have to do what's best for most people.
Exactly.
And it's just simply not safe and not best for most people.
If that's what you want to call it, then so be it. But you can't go around in a civilized society killing people. If slave labor is what you want to call it, then that is what it is. But is it really slave labor if you didn't buy it from anybody and it wasn't given to you? So for example, if I took someone's life and they contributed to society by paying their taxes, by having a job, that made products that gave to society, and I went out and took their life, that is a contributing member of society that can no longer contribute to the rest of us, that can no longer contribute to the government. I should be forced to pay that back. Committing crime is bad. The laws are in place to deter you from committing the crime. Jails are in place even still more to deter you from committing the crime. If you don't want to go to jail and work off your debt to society, don't do the fucking crime. It's simple. How hard is it to not kill? Like, I have plenty of guns in my apartment. I've never fucking shot anybody. What, the goddamn gun doesn't just get up and grow legs and fucking walk around like a Theodore? Like, come on.
To have, like, any jury and any judge, if there's...
It happens all the time. False accusations happen all the time, and I get that. But with our advancements in DNA, we've been able to take people off of death row that we've never been able to do before. Like, it happens all the time. Like, people go to jail for the wrong reasons all the time. It happens. It sucks. I'm not saying, oh, it's great. No, it sucks. It happens, and it's fucking awful. People lose their lives because of something they didn't even do, and it sucks. But at the same time, the government has not even a moral, it has a high ground, a place of, it's not morality, it's not a standard either, I'm sorry, I'm working on like 4 hours of sleep of like, what is it called? It's a responsibility to protect its citizens, not these sickos that get out and kill people. It's the government's responsibility to protect its taxpayers who go to work and work for society. That's its responsibility, not to these people that get out after 23 or 24 felonies and go and kill somebody. That's not what the government is for. It is to put people like that away and keep them away from the general population. That's what it's for.
Anybody like this, if you're saying, oh, well, what if they change?
That's right.
Do you want this person to live next door to you? Probably not.
Yeah, like, think about that. Like what he just said. Like, would you want...
Do you want this person to live next door to you?
Do you want somebody with 23 felonies living next door to you? Do you think that you can feel safe with your kids playing outside if you knew that, I don't know, the person that stays next to you, her son just got out of jail, and he has like 23 felonies, and one of those was attempted murder? Fuck no, I wouldn't want that guy. I wouldn't want him anywhere near me. I wouldn't want to work with him. I wouldn't want my kids outside knowing that he's in the house next to me. No, absolutely not.
Probably not. And that's the problem. Need to get 40? Yeah, these people should be put out of their misery. Well, I think just work camps, right?
Isn't that the idea of prison?
Exactly.
But no.
But someone with 23
fool me once.
23 felonies, brother, you're not getting a job with 23 felonies. You're better off in jail. Any person that's hiring you for a job is going to see 23 felonies on your record, bro. You're not getting a job. I promise you, you're not. There are people right now with fucking master's degrees that can't get jobs. What the hell makes you think you're getting a job with 23 felonies? There's no way. There's no way. Let's be realistic here. You're better off in jail.
Shame on you. Fool me 39 times. Call me Joe Biden. It's funny.
I mean, you're talking about Trump. I know what you're doing. You can't fool me, fool. By the way, if you want to compare somebody that went out and killed somebody to somebody who's trying to get out of taxes, you're crazy. You can't get me with that, pal. You can't compare drug dealing, child, God only knows what. I'm not going to like say the full statement, and murder to somebody who's trying to avoid taxes. Nah. You can take that somewhere else, bro. That shit don't work here. Nice try, though. You're talking about Trump. I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's not Biden's
Nice try,
fault.
though.
This has been going on for a while.
And by the way, I didn't vote for Trump. I still think he's a fucking clown. I haven't voted, and I'm 30, and I've never voted. Never will either. At least not until I see a candidate that I want to vote for. And to be quite frank, I'm tired of being told that I can choose between the lesser of two evils. They're both shit. I don't care. I'm just looking past all this far left, far right bullshit, and I'm looking and seeing what's right and wrong.
He figured it out 2 weeks before she was executed. And I haven't heard a damn word from Byron Gibson in South Carolina. Not one word. 4 months, no communication. His biggest concern was that he was pissed off about my interview and how I made him look on the Fox News channel with Trey Gowdy. How pathetic is that?
Well, I think that's very revealing. The thing that they truly care about is the optics. It's not actually about keeping people safe or doing good or using your position in order to make the world a better place. It's about using your position.
Nah, man, not me. I'm just a voice in the dark. We need more people like Asmon that get big communities that are able to do the exact same thing that I'm doing. I don't know if I'd ever want to be known like that. I'm just a voice in the dark. I'm just trying to root through all this death and chaotic bullshit that's going on in the US right now and try to pull as many people to reason as I can. As far as I'm concerned, you can send all your views over to Asmon. I have never clicked with, like, I've always kind of felt that way growing up, because I've and then I started watching Asmon. I'm gonna skip that prior thing because I just don't want to talk about it. And I just immediately clicked with him because a lot of the stuff that he was saying was exactly what I've been thinking for the longest time. Like, it just makes sense.
To advance your own personal goals and your own personal, obligations and, intentions, and then to co-opt that and push it in that direction. That's really what it's about for them. It's all about how things make them feel and how things look. Both two completely, like, amorphous fake realities that they want everybody else to live in.
We're
It's
letting
selfish.
our 22-year-old
How can they
kid
stay in power? The reason why they stay in power is
Because people keep voting them in. Because they keep saying all the right things. But what they're doing behind the scene is completely different. It's that optics that he was just saying. He cares more about his optics because he knows he's a piece of shit. That's how you catch a lot of these people. It doesn't matter what side they're on. You can catch Republicans, you can catch Democrats. If you have the slightest little inkling, or you know that you can get a move out of somebody by saying a certain thing, you just caught them because you're saying something that they're aware of and they know, but nobody said it yet. Which means that you have them right where, like for example, this guy went on a newscast and said what happened to his daughter, then called this guy out by name. And the optics of this looks terrible. It looks awful. But what he's been doing before this happened was he would just go out and do whatever he was doing to rake in as much of that taxpayer money as possible for his own gain, including cutting prisons and stuff and letting these violent offenders out that went and did this. Because I guarantee you that's what's going on, is like all this, because what's going on is they're letting all these people out so they could start pocketing that money that would have been going to the prisons or doing something else with it. And whenever something like this happens and you've got a dad that's this angry, ruining your optics, more and more people are going to start listening to this, and they're going to start peeling back the layers and figuring out what's really going on. Because it's fine when you only have two sets of eyes on it. You got two people. But whenever you start getting more and more and more people, it's like a page in a book. You're going to get to the back of that book and you're going to be like, this is what's really going on. And it typically happens when these people get out of office. You start realizing what kind of shit pile they really made.
You don't vote them out. Like, this is my policy, is that I will vote for whoever will be the most draconian, the most aggressive, and the most brutal on these people. That should be one of the main policies to go with.
I agree. I think that if you've got 23 felonies, number one, you shouldn't be out in the general population. And number two, you should be doing something other than sitting down and collecting 3 squares or 2 squared meals a day. Like, that ain't going to cut it.
And if you do that, then it goes away. But the problem is that a lot of voters are afraid of doing that because it sounds bad. And that goes back to why I said that, a lot of people are controlled with emotion. Dehumanize them? Well, they're not humans, really. I mean, if you
think somebody cares about your family, if they're letting criminals out that did this to his daughter, you're stupid. You're dumb. That's all I got to say to you. If you think that for 1 second they gave a shit about how you think and feel and your safety, they will sell you. They've sold your data for $1. Okay, buddy? They don't care about you. You got to get these people out of here that don't care. Whenever you hear a candidate say that they want to lower the number of inmates in prisons, you cannot vote that person in. That's a bad idea. You know why? Because all they're going to do is release violent offenders. That's how you get the number down. You release these people that are supposed to be getting rehabilitated in prison out into the general society and the general population. Well, guess what's going to happen? They're going to reoffend because that's what happens.
Really, I mean, you think about
come
this.
on, let's put some
control themselves
God
39
damn.
times and they get arrested. What's the difference really between them and a dog? You
right?
can train
They're a
dog
fucking
better
animal.
than that. So whenever you really think about it, these people aren't animals because at least you can train animals. They're worse than animals.
That's right. Like, I could train a ferret to shake, and it took me like a week. Like, come on. You could shake my hand.
You're right that I don't really treat them like people. I don't.
Why should you?
No, absolutely not. Because
only an animal fucking kills a child. That's not a person. That's an animal.
Doing so, I put other people in danger.
Visiting friends, it's all she ever wanted to do was visit friends. And she literally was executed while on her knees.
Yeah, it's just great.
Begging for her
the
life.
person that did this is just a psycho, right? Just a psycho, like, crazy person, like, criminal, right? And it's really pretty simple.
Obviously.
Her name's Logan Federico, not Irina.
Ooh.
And you will not forget her. I promise you.
Nope.
You will be sick and tired of my face and my voice until this gets fixed.
Don't say
I will
that.
fight until my last breath for my daughter.
That's your only warning.
You need to fight for the rest of our children.
He's right.
The rest of the
Drago
innocent.
710.
Absolutely.
And
Don't say
stop
that.
protecting the people that keep taking
Do it
them
again
from
and I
us.
will remove
Yeah,
you from the
please.
channel. You will not be able to see it.
You have the power. We put you in the power to do what you have to do.
And it's more important for them to use their power to make themselves feel good and to have good optics than to actually keep their constituents and the people that they represent safe. That's what's more important to them.
We're asking you, we're begging you all to stop this. 39 crimes in 10 years.
That's insane.
25 felonies. Can anybody here explain to me, well, how possibly he could be on the street?
Exactly.
You know there's nobody in that room that could even remotely answer that. That's so inexcusable and it's so disgusting that's even, I just...
How does this happen? Like, yeah, take me through the last, probably 15 years of this guy. How did this happen?
Possibly be on the street. How is it possible?
Outrageous.
It is.
Crazy.
I could sit down in a room and I could explain the whole process of how it failed. how South Carolina failed, Logan. Okay? How lack of communication.
Yep.
What y'all did, you woke up a beast.
Bro, he is shaking. He's so pissed.
And you pissed off the wrong
Yeah, but in
guy.
May? Why you just
Because I'm going to put it out there. And I'm not going to be quiet until somebody helps. Logan deserves to be heard. Everyone on this panel deserves
people are advocating, oh, just go kill the guy as a vigilante thing. Like, no. Killing somebody through vigilante justice, like, I mean, I would...
It solves nothing. It just doesn't. This is how you solve problems that you have in your community. He got the guy in jail, and now he is going and around the country, and he's calling out these shit people. He's letting his voice be known not with violence, but with answers. He wants answers as to why the system that is there, that everyone is paying for, is failing its community. And he has the right to know. He's not calling for violence. He's not getting on Reddit and Twitter, and he's not saying, oh, we gotta go hurt and kill people. No. He's doing the right way. He's doing it the democracy. Sorry, not the democratic. He's doing it the way a democracy is supposed to be done. You can't do that with all these people that are protesting, because they're just going to sit there and say the stupidest shit, and they're going to get embarrassed in front of everybody, because that's what was happening whenever they were getting called up to talk during the I think it was the Senate or somebody. They were sitting there listening to all these crazy people wearing all this crazy stuff talk for hours, and it was just nonsense.
I mean, if
but this has an actual reason for it. It's
want Trump to pardon him, but that being said, I also that's not a solution. Like, basically, whenever you have a factory that basically creates these people, like, getting rid of one of the cookies that comes out of that factory doesn't stop the whole batch. You want to shut down the factory. You want to stop the system.
Yep.
You want to stop the source of it happening rather than just one instance of it happening.
Stop putting a Band-Aid on it and fix it all together. Exactly.
We heard.
Vigilante is a Band-Aid?
And
yeah,
we will.
I don't believe in that. It's a mistake.
Trust me.
Vigilantism is not the answer to this. What this man is doing is completely based in what everyone who has a problem with any administration, with anything that's going on in their community, should be doing. 100%. If you have a problem with it, take your weekend and go to these meetings, these town hall meetings, go to these places, get in contact with the media.
My daughter laid on the floor for 7 hours before somebody in that house recognized that something was wrong.
Yeah, I bet.
And that career criminal, an hour later, went on a spending spree with her debit card.
Yeah, he's playing Grand Theft
When they
Auto.
saw his face on a video, they didn't have to do a check. He was arrested so many times they
They
knew
just knew who it was.
Yep. That's the sick part. They knew who it was.
Oh, it's Fred. Yep. Yeah, well, yeah, of course.
he was.
It's one of the
They knew
regulars.
exactly where to go get him.
Yeah. The dude shot and killed somebody. Stole the credit card, went on a spending spree, and then went back to his house and acted like it never happened. Do you think that you could rehabilitate somebody like that? Do you think that's possible? For some odd reason, someone 25 felonies later thought that it was possible. Sure does make you wonder, though, doesn't it?
Just went to his house.
Pathetic.
It is.
Absolutely pathetic that I'm here today. Thank you for your time.
Fucking base. Absolutely fucking unfathomably, unbelievably,
Based.
completely fucking based.
I
am so happy to see this. And
I heard that yesterday, and my blood was boiling, bro.
I'm glad that people are finally waking up to the side effects of this type of empathy.